Hello science students. Today we're going to take some notes about the types of rocks that can be found on Earth's surface. So let's get started. First things first, go to the name blank at the top of your paper and type in, or write, your name. First and last name is required. And then on the hour blank, type in your hour. This will be different for everyone watching this. And last, place the date. The date is always on the whiteboard in front of you. All you have to do is look up there and then write the date. Name, hour, and date are required for full credit on this paper. So, if you are watching this and need to hit pause to get that done, do that now. Okay. So you guys should have a highlighter with you. I'm going to highlight a few things as we go today, and you will need to do the same thing as well. So our topic today is this, rock types, types of rock. So I highlighted that with a yellow. And the main question we want to start with is, what is a rock? I know you guys know what rocks are. You see them every day. You've probably picked one up. You've probably, unfortunately thrown one, hopefully not at anybody, but rocks are all around us. Okay, great. But what is it? Well, here is the scientific definition. A rock is a solid, actually let's write a solid piece of matter made from crystals. And you're going to probably be like, crystals? Oh, I know about them. I've seen them on TikTok. No. What you're seeing on TikTok is fake. These are crystals that are made by Earth's processes. Go ahead and also underline the word crystals, because on the next blank, we are going to take some time to talk about what a crystal is. So go ahead and hit pause and get this written down. So when you think of crystal, you don't think of that. When you think of crystal, you're probably thinking of things that you see like this. Oh, I want my mom to buy me this. No. These are fake. These are nothing but fish tank rocks. You're getting ripped off. Now, maybe some of these are good, real crystals, but no. Whatever you're seeing these days on TikTok is just to get you to buy it. But scientifically, if you have a real crystal, here's what it is. I want you to write down crystal on the blank below. I'm going to highlight it because it's something that we need to remember. Whoops, maybe I'll highlight it. No, I'll highlight it later. Crystal, let's do the definition. Crystal is basically an air bubble that is formed inside rocks when they are made. And of course, we know that people see crystals as being very beautiful, and they are, if they're real. But yeah, that's all it is. It's basically an air bubble. So I'm going to go back now and highlight the word crystal because it is a vocabulary word. Hopefully it gets done. It's not working. Highlight crystal. Okay, it's not going to work. Let's see here. I wonder why. And anyway, science students, you need to make sure you at least highlight this. I'm going to underline it since my highlighter is not working, and also make it bold. I know you can't make it bold on your paper, but I expect you to highlight this. Alright, let's talk about different types of rocks. Your first rock today is called igneous rock. And what an igneous rock is a rock that's formed from fire. So I was able to highlight igneous. Please also highlight it. And I want to make a little note right next to it. Igneous, the word igneous itself means fire. Igneous means fire. So you need to kind of remember that, stick that in your brain, lock it in. That's what it means. Okay? So I'm going to tell you how these rocks are formed. Igneous means fire, so you probably guessed that they're formed from something hot. You are right. So igneous rocks are formed when magma / lava. When I put a slash, that means or. So instead of writing or, we're going to write lava. And I will pause for a moment while Mr. Sherman makes his announcement.
Eighth grade boys, you are invited down. You are not required to come down. Teachers, please check your list before sending students down. Please check your list before sending students down. Eighth grade boys, you are invited.
So, when magma / lava cools and turns from a liquid, we know magma and lava are liquids, to liquid to a solid. Okay? When magma / lava cools and turns from a liquid to solid. Okay? Now there's a couple things that matter with this. Your rocks will look differently the slower they cool off or the faster they cool off. So head down to examples. If you need to pause to write this out, go ahead. But I want to give you some examples. The first example of a rock that's igneous is called basalt. Strange little name. But this is formed when magma MAG / lava cools slowly. Okay? Basalt. And your example of basalt is this rock right here below. And we will make some notes down here after we finish our other example. Our next example that we need to write down is something called obsidian. Maybe you have heard of obsidian before. Obsidian is made from magma / lava that cools fast. Okay? And I noticed up here I misspelled lava, so I went and changed it. Make sure you have these two notes in your examples. Okay? So on your paper, it probably is not as clear as my paper, but I want you to make some notes underneath your basalt rock. First of all, let's label it basalt. And those white little specks that you see in my picture are the crystals. Okay? When a rock that is being formed cools slowly, it will form crystals, and that's what they're considering crystals, are these little white specks in here. So let's just write the word crystals. Okay? And underneath your next rock, this will be, of course, obsidian. O-B-S-I-D-I-N. And the thing with obsidian, it does have crystals, but since it cools so fast, it had less time to make the crystals, so you can't really see them. Few crystals. If it has crystals, we can't really see them because there's not a whole lot of them. Okay? So go ahead and hit pause. Make sure you're getting all this information. And we will move on to metamorphic rock here in a moment. So with your highlighter, go ahead and highlight metamorphic rock, just like I did. And the question we're going to talk about right now is, how did these rocks form? Well, they form in a very special way. Metamorphic means to change. So if you think about a caterpillar turning into a butterfly, that's called a metamorphosis. Okay? So metamorphic means to change. So a metamorphic rock, whoa, what is that? No. A metamorphic rock is a rock that has changed from one type of rock to another. So let's write this in our notes. Metamorphic rocks are made from other, oh my goodness, from other types of rock that have been changed by heat and pressure. Oh, one last thing. Over millions of years. This does not happen overnight, guys. It's just impossible. There you go. I'm going to put a period behind years. That's a complete sentence. Next are our examples. The example that I want to give you is marble. You probably have heard of marble before. And something called quartz. These are both rocks. Sometimes marble is used to make countertops in kitchens. I'm not sure about quartz though. But what I want you to also note in the examples is that these rocks do have crystals, but since they've been formed by pressure and heat over millions of years, their crystals usually line up to make like striped patterns. So let's write that down. Crystals line up to make a layered look. Okay. Now, your picture below is of marble. So you're going to want to write underneath your picture that this is marble. And you will see it does have layers, even though they're not straight layers, but you can see this pattern. All the crystals have lined up, and it is basically a layered look. So if I show you some other pictures, here's the picture you have on your notes. You can see that someone has used marble in their home. It's very expensive to do, but that's what they use this for often, a lot of times. Some people even go nuts and put it on their walls in their bathroom. They must have a lot of money. But you can see that they all kind of have this layered pattern look. Okay, go ahead and hit pause if you need to make sure that you have these notes written correctly, because we will move on to sedimentary rocks in a moment. So sedimentary rocks, go ahead and find your highlighter. I'm going to highlight sedimentary rock. There it is. And how do these rocks form? Well, they're formed from something called sediment, which is very similar to what we've been talking about when we use the words fragment or particles. Sediment is a piece of material from the earth, usually pieces of rocks, that have settled at the bottom of a lake, a pond, a river, the ocean. So sediment, then in parentheses, I'm going to write broken rock. Whoops, let me move this over. So sediment, broken rock, that has been collected at the bottom of oceans. I'm going to put a slash. Lakes. Remember, my slash means the word or. And has sat for millions of years, comma, under pressure, form rocks. So a sedimentary rock is sediment or broken rock collected at the bottom of oceans, lakes, and has sat for millions of years under extreme pressure. to form rocks. Okay, that is a sedimentary rock. So what you get are these layers. I know we talked about the layered look of marble, but these will be more straight layers. You can see that there's maybe different materials here. Our greatest example in the whole wide world of sandstone is something called limestone. And sandstone, I think I just said that, and something called mudstone. And the biggest example in the whole wide world where you can find all of these is in this place. Okay, I'm going to make my box big. I'm going to increase my writing size. You can find all these in a lovely place called Grand. You can find them all in the Grand Canyon. Okay, and the picture below right here is a part of the Grand Canyon. It's called, I think it's called Horseshoe Circle. But you can see these lines that have been created by sedimentary rock. And if you can remember that S for sedimentary in the word sand, to me, this kind of looks like the shades of sand. And that's what makes it different from like a metamorphic rock. You're going to have more colors. Oftentimes you might see blues in your marble. But you will see that over here in your sedimentary rock, it's just browns, tans, reds. So that is your biggest example of a sedimentary rock. Okay, guys. Please hit pause. Now that the worksheet is complete, you can see the whole thing on your screen. Make sure your notes match exactly. They will be graded for what you have written. There is no note under this picture. Okay. It's a part of the Grand Canyon, so you should not have anything written here. It's okay. But this is just to show you the layers. Alright guys, I'll see you later and we'll do this again.